clash of saints has ended. The Empire's blade has triumphed, and the battlefield, already drenched in blood and despair, should have settled into silence. But it doesn't. Instead, a laugh cuts through the chaos, proud, reckless, impossible to ignore. Gwahahaha! I am Gabil the Draculard. Prepare to fight! He declares himself to the world as though it were a stage, and for a moment, you almost believe him. Commander, hero, dragon in flesh. But pride has its own gravity. It pulls him forward, away from the safety of strategy, away from the weight of command. He chooses one target, a man who looked so utterly forgettable that even his fellow soldiers barely noticed him. Marco, the bespectacled officer, standing quietly among the Imperial ranks. An easy win, Gabil thinks, a chance to make a statement. And then the mask falls. Marco exhales, a sigh heavy with centuries of restraint. His glasses are gone, his disguise abandoned. What steps forward isn't some clerk of war, not an ordinary soldier, but single digit, number 8, a predator hidden in plain sight. The men beside him recoil, ashamed they had never realized the monster in their midst. He speaks with calm finality. I was trying to act like an ordinary intelligence officer, but I suppose you noticed what I'm capable of? In that instant, the war tilts. Marco is not an ordinary warrior. His unique skill, adapter, has devoured centuries of combat. He is more than a mimic. He is a perfectionist, an artisan of violence who absorbs and recreates forms with merciless precision. And armed now with the Emperor's terrifying gift, alternative, he doesn't just imitate, he becomes. His weapon reshapes into a legend-class blade, his stance transformed into a flawless mirror of the man he reveres most, Tatsuya Kondo, the Empire's indomitable commander. Gabil faces him with the Vortex Spear, a relic of storms, his draconic blood boiling with untamed magicules. Dragonskin shields his flesh, his awakening promises power greater than most saints. But potential is a cruel master. His body cannot yet bear the truth of his evolution. His spirit runs ahead of his strength, and Marco exploits every margin of imperfection. The clash is thunderous. Marco's blade whispers techniques few men in history have even survived. Baika Gokatotsu, Kondo's secret thrust, the strike that had once brought Gazelle to his knees. Against it, Gabil unleashes Vortex Crash, his spear a spiraling Tempest. The ground splits. For one heartbeat, they are equals. Will against will. Storm against flame. But that heartbeat passes. Marco's mastery eclipses Gabil's raw force. His imitation of Kondo is not a pale shadow. It is polished, merciless, lethal. Gabil falters, his movements heavy with inexperience, his overflowing magic a burden rather than a gift. His body breaks before his spirit does. He collapses. Marco towers above him, his words cold, his humor cruel. Boy, I sure can't laugh at Major General Faraga now. Gabil the Draculard, eh? No wonder he mistook him for Veldora. A jest, but also an epitaph. It should have ended there. Another corpse in the mud, another name swallowed by the Empire's conquest. But war is not so simple. Defiance, stubborn and loud, refuses to die. A shield interposes itself between Gabil and death. A voice, trembling but resolute, cuts through the despair. My brother, Soka has arrived. Not alone. Her soldiers pour across the battlefield, rallying around their broken commander. Their weapons are inadequate. Their courage is not. They know they cannot defeat Marco. They know they may not live. But still, they fight. One by one, Marco strikes them down. His attacks are laced with fighting spirit, a force that nullifies potions, denying them the simplest path to recovery. Each blow leaves broken bodies in its wake. Yet Soka's voice is unyielding. If we run away at this point, that is guaranteed to produce deaths within our ranks. You among them, brother. She doesn't command retreat. She commands defiance. The soldiers answer, even in agony. Yes, Sir Gabil. Get those injuries healed and rise back to your feet. Their faith is a mirror, forcing Gabil to look at himself. He had begun to slip into despair. He had nearly surrendered, and then tears burn his eyes. His roar shakes the air. Very well then, hold your own until I stand back up, even if you must do it on willpower alone. That willpower summons allies from the shadows. 2 demons arrive, calm, precise, utterly confident. Velgrynd and Zonda, servants of Ultima. Where the soldiers' courage bought seconds, their strength buys survival. Velgryn's staff meets Marco's blade in sparks of violence, while Zonda bends reality itself to mend what potions cannot. Marco's strikes destroy from within, unraveling spiritual flows, but Zonda sews them back together, repairing the river of life itself. In that moment, something stirs within Gabil. His despair reshapes into resolve. His broken body becomes a crucible for new strength. And for Marco, this is insult. He bleeds. A kunai strike, small but undeniable, mars the perfection of his mimicry. Rage cracks his composure. Let's get rid of you two first. But Veyron only smiles, voice sharp with irony. Perhaps I am being a sore loser, but no need to hurry. Let's do our job. The duel crescendos. But suddenly, it ends. Marco halts mid-strike. His blade lowers. His expression hardens into cold duty. Well, great, I'm out of time. I've received the order to return, so I suppose we'll have to save this for next time. In an instant, he is gone. No victor, no closure, only silence in his wake. Gabil lives. Bloodied, shamed, but alive. His soldiers endure, battered but unbroken. They have not won, but survival itself is victory against a single digit. The Empire has struck, but Tempest has not yet fallen. Elsewhere, the war carves its scars deeper. Vaughn, clad in armor fit for legends, faces footmen. Each strike is a nightmare, a reminder that brute force can bend steel and spirit alike. Vaughn survives not through skill, but through luck. Footman's madness dulls his precision, leaving him a berserker lost in monotony. Still, Vaughn staggers under every blow, the line trembling with each strike. Relief arrives like thunder. Phobio, the black leopard fang, is here to help. Pride set aside, he leaps into battle, his full animalization unleashed. Together with Vaughn, he claws against the tide. Yet even united, they cannot defeat footmen. At best, they endure. At best, they delay. Nearby, the battle takes a stranger turn. Tyr, the partner to footmen, fights Henrietta and Gabwa's troops. Her skill is sharp, her strength undeniable, but her intent? Hollow. Her words sting with reluctant obedience. I'm really sorry about this, okay? I don't like this very much either, but it's an order. She pulls her strikes, restrains her malice. She fights because she must, not because she wishes to. Phobio seethes. Her words taste like mockery, a reminder of his darkest failures. Shut up! Quit reminding me of my darker hours. But Tyr's reply cuts sharper than any blade. You guys are so weak. If Footman was serious about this, you'd be dead by now. The truth burns. Gabwa understands it best. Nets cannot hold Tyr. Traps cannot contain her. Footman is unstoppable. Tyr is uncatchable. And reinforcements are stretched thin. Soka's unit is locked in Marco's shadow. Gabil is still broken. Hakuro lies defeated. Gazelle has fallen to Kondo's gun. Overhead, Velgrynd looms, restrained only by the unthinkable defiance of 3 demonesses. And Moss, the calmest among them, admits his own limit with words that chill the air. I will do my best. The presence of Kondo weighs too heavily for confidence. Still, Gabwa refuses despair. The fact that Lady Velgrynd hasn't acted yet proves that the demons are giving their best effort against her. I'd never allow us to give up the fight before them. Her courage is a spark in the darkness, a refusal to collapse while others still resist. The war grinds on, every clash bleeding hope, every heartbeat another step toward ruin. But still, they fight. Amidst the chaos, a duel that never was nearly begins. Agera steps forward, his presence quiet yet unyielding. He carries himself like a wandering samurai, his gaze sharp, his tone resolute. I, too, live by the way of the sword, and I would be delighted to compete against you. His words are for one man, Tatsuya Kondo. Hakuro, beaten but conscious, feels the weight of recognition. Agera's stance, his movements, his very presence. Uncanny echoes of Byakuya Araki, Hakuro's grandfather, the legendary swordsman lost 3 centuries past. Could this demon be his reincarnation? Even Gazelle leans forward, his interest piqued. But Kondo is not so easily swayed. His mission is clear: protect Kigali's ritual at all costs. Agera's challenge tempts him. He knows the man cannot win, yet pride whispers for indulgence. For a moment, curiosity flickers in his eyes, but duty crushes it. Sorry, I want to take you on, but my work comes first. And with that, he turns away. For Agera, the dismissal is worse than defeat. He had longed for a true duel, a clash to test the meaning of his existence. Instead, he is left standing in silence, his passion unspent. I suppose I'll live to see another day after all. Honor denied, sword unanswered, war indifferent. But it is Ghidorah who fights the strangest battle of all. Against Velgrynd herself, the flame dragon, he does not raise his hand. His demon colossus would crumble before her aura alone. Instead, he fights with wit, with words, with shameless audacity. He flatters, he prods, he questions, turning her disdain into dialogue. Every moment she indulges him is another moment bought for Tempest's survival. But his probing strikes a nerve. His mention of Masayuki unsettles Velgrynd, especially when he points out the uncanny resemblance to Emperor Rudra. For the first time, her composure wavers. Exactly like Ludora. I'll have to see for myself sometime. The game ends when her patience does. With Kagali's ritual near completion, with her other bodies in full combat, she abandons the chatter. I'm going to leave this area to another pawn of mine. Do your best to survive this war, all right? Then comes the miracle, the horror that shatters all reason. Velgrynd invokes dimensional connection. Reality itself tears open. What had been days away is now instant. An entire fleet of 300 airships pours through the rift, their 30,000 troops delivered by her will alone. Ghidorah's mind breaks against the sight. That's impossible. You've connected space itself? The war escalates beyond imagination, and at its head, aboard the flagship, the truth takes form. The mysterious marshal reveals herself. Velgrynd steps forward, beauty untouchable, authority absolute. Soldiers tremble. Zamdo masks his terror, Gratum scoffs in ignorance. But when she speaks, the air itself obeys. She cancels the fleet's original mission, reshaping their purpose with a single command. There was no failure in this operation. In fact, this is exactly what we've been planning to do from the beginning. Her calm makes rebellion unthinkable. And then, she proves herself. With a snap of her fingers, space bends again. Dimensional connection opens, reality itself bowing to her will. Soldiers gape, awed and broken. Only now do they understand. This is Velgrynd, the flame dragon, Veldora's sister, the Empire's guardian god. Hovering above them, her voice is sweet, absolute, terrifying. Now, go and make yourselves useful to me. And with that command, the fleet descends into the abyss of war.